And welcome to SAS Sober and Smiling. My name is Rob.
No.
So just the two of us this week. We are on episode 42. Yeah, episode 42, mad. Uh, this week, as there's only two of us, we'll really want to sort of like get back to basics if we can. We've spoken about a lot. So getting back to basics in recovery, because I know we've got a lot of people that watch this that are either early into recovery or aren't actually addicts themselves, but are interested in what they think about and how they deal with their addictions and stuff like that, and how they can help really. And I've had a lot of messages to say they didn't know that this was how we did it, this is what happens. I think the general consensus of people that don't understand or are addicts are uh, that it might be really, really tough, or it might be really, really easy. As soon as you put down a drink, that's it. Uh, and a lot of people see you. I mean, you're how many years in recovery now?
This year will be 7.
So you're 7, I'm 8. Uh, and a lot of people will just have this conception that is easy still. That because you're this far down the road, that it's you don't have to worry, you don't have to do anything. You just get on with your normal life, and everything's hunky dory. It's not actually like that, to be honest with you. You have to put in the hard work every single day, and hard work every single day means a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just because you're so far along does not mean for a minute that. I mean, don't I get people say to me, like, oh, God, you're so far along. God, it must be easy, but you don't even think about it. I mean, to be fair, no, I don't really think about it much. But I always said I get little compulsions when I get a bit of stress. I'm like, just do a drink. But it's just like a fleeting moment, just a
Yeah,
bit of like that anger impulse
yeah,
and that. But sometimes you can catch yourself slipping. I always tell the story of a couple of years ago when I just got into recovery and that, and I was doing all right. Then out of the blue, it was St. Patrick's Day. I used to make a big thing of St. Pat's, and before I knew it, I woke up and thought, I'm going to go and get myself a bottle of Jameson. I'm going to do this, this, and this. And I found myself walking. I was halfway to the shop, then my brain woke up and went, "What the hell are you doing?"
yeah.
And that, and it's so easy to catch yourself out, and it's one of those things, and it is so vital. And even people who've had 20 years of recovery will still tell you that they catch themselves sometimes. They catch themselves slipping sometimes, or they might get a little urge or a little feeling back at it. Oh, you know what? It's a nice day. I mean, we've had some wonderful weather recently,
Yeah.
and it's ideal weather. Just go, sitting out, go out. Oh, it's called the pub for one. A nice cold pint, and it's easily done, and you cannot be complacent about it. No, not one little bit. And
No.
it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
So easy to get complacent.
Yeah. Absolutely. And there's this for me anyway. There's a big difference to uh, being tempted to back on the wagon and being having a shit day
Oh God, yeah.
and having bad thoughts, being miserable, everything else. There's this big difference. I mean, recently, obviously it was Father's Day on Sunday.
Yeah.
And Father's Day for me is just shit. I'll go back into that in a sec, but it's just a crap day, and I know it's coming. Uh, and for me, it's the worst day of the year, without a doubt. Uh, but I'm getting sort of like my missus and family and stuff. Uh, Not panicking, but worrying about my reaction.
Yeah.
But my reaction is always going to be shit because I know it's the worst day of the year for me. So it's going to be shit. Uh, but it's not, for me anyway, it's not going to be, I need a drink on that day. It's never been that. and hopefully it never will be that. I'm not going to drink just because I have a shit day and I know it's coming up, and uh, so it's not going to be a relapse, but it's going to be a shit day. And I need to make plans for that, and I make plans for that. So Father's Day, I make plans for just myself, uh, because it's going to be a shit day. I want to be, rightly or wrongly, how I deal with it. I want to be on my own, and so I organise a day just for me. So I go and play golf on my own. I put my earphones in, and I'm happy as not happy as Larry because I'm not fucking happy. But
It takes your mind off of the way you feel, sort of thing.
yeah, I can control the day, and that's the point. I can control what's going to be a shit day because no matter what meetings and stuff is told to you in early recovery, uh, things don't always get better. So this misconception of you will experience, can't remember the wording, but it's like good things will definitely come to you no matter what. If you get recovered and you believe in God, things will sort of like expectations will always come to you.
Life beyond your wildest dreams.
That's the one, yeah. Well, there's a bit more to it. I can't quite remember it, but it's bullshit. What you have to realise is only you can control your life. God can't. A meeting can't control your life. Other people can't control your life. Life sometimes have a way of not giving you what you want, and you have to accept that, and you have to be okay with that. And today, I'm okay with the fact that my kids don't want to talk to me. After 10 years, they still don't want to talk to me, and they've never spoken to me within 10 years. It's not really drink related. It was more related to my ex-wife and nasty things were said and
Yeah.
sort of like stuff was made up and everything else. And I'll never get to the bottom of it because I'm not allowed to be told what lies were spread and everything else because I'm not allowed to have a conversation. I'm okay with that today, except on Father's Day. On Father's Day, it makes me fucking miserable, as it would. But I can control the day, and that's the point. Managing my expectations. I know I'm going to be miserable. Just because I'm in recovery, it doesn't mean that I'm okay with it or that it's going to make the fucking day better because it ain't going to make the day better. It's still going to be a shit day. It's going to be a shit day in 20 years' time. It's going to be a shit day next year. But I have to control it. If I don't control it, it could spiral out of fucking control.
Oh yeah, it's well known fact. Like you can sit and dwell on feelings and that, and then that sort of anger and resentment can take over. And that's well publicised. You know, not just Father's Day scenario, but in different scenarios.
Yeah.
But that in general, you know, when resentment that festers, that can be that's usually that's like the first step towards a relapse.
Yeah, I make sure on that particular day that I don't look at social media. I don't go onto Facebook and stuff like that because all I see on Facebook, I've done it in the past. All I see on Facebook is people out with their kids and these little fucking photos of the dad and the kids, whatever. And then a happy Father's Day after. I know it's coming, and fair play to them, absolutely fair play. I've got not an issue with that, but I know it's coming, so I don't look. And that's the point. I have to manage that fucking day. I don't look. I don't like anybody near me because not because I want to be fucking miserable, but because everybody else, or 99% of the fucking world, obviously has their dad to go and see. So if I'm dragged along to that to see somebody else's dad and be told, oh, somebody else's dad is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Or if I'm in a situation where it's a fucking nightmare. It's easier for me to drive to a fucking golf course and be alone on that golf course. Just accept that's for one day. Otherwise, yeah, it can just spiral out of fucking control. And being in recovery means you have to manage these days. If you're long enough into recovery, you're going to know your own recovery. And my recovery is different to your
Of
recovery,
course, yeah.
and it's got to be different to every single other person out there. It's got to be slightly different. So you have to manage your own life, your own expectations in things, and how you deal with that. Because we all have different things that could trigger us. It's managing those triggers, really, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Because I said triggers and that. See, then again, like I was saying, they can be on you out over.
Yeah.
And actually, I think, especially me, Father's Day has always been. Let's see, I get what you're saying with the social media thing, and I've never done it to myself. I mean, usually see my little girl the day before Father's Day.
Yeah.
So, like, situation with me, because me and my daughter's my main together now, but we're actually friends. And then we do what's best for our daughter, and like she'll get me a Father's Day thing from her. I'll do the same. I'll get a Mother's Day or like a birthday present or a Christmas present. That so we're okay in that respect. But I do get from Father's Day because with the way things are. I mean, I know not just blokes. I know women who don't get to see their kids and stuff like that. And it's not a very nice thing. It's not a very nice thing at all, and I can understand why people would get stressed, and it can be such a trigger.
Yeah, it
And
can
stuff
be.
like that.
Yeah, but
Same with like birthdays and stuff like that.
yeah.
That can be another one.
Well, yeah. No matter what it is, it's got to. You've got. That's the whole point in recovery. You have to manage these things.
Mm.
So not just the days you know are coming. You have to manage everything in minute detail. And this is what the people don't see. So you normal person that's watching this that
Yeah.
is watching for sort of understand,
Yeah.
don't really understand that this is the work that goes into it. So when we say that we work our recovery every day, this is the sort of thing that we work. We work expectations and daily routines. If I'm even every day, I mean, we do it uh, unconsciously. So even if I'm having a shit day at work, or I know I'm going to see a customer that's going to be a particular pain in the ass, then I have to manage that. I have to manage that in advance and while I'm there, because I can't get too pissed off or too stressed.
Yeah.
And when I see myself too pissed off or too stressed, because I will do, because I'm not fucking perfect, and nobody in recovery is perfect. So you're going to get stressed, you're going to get pissed off. You have to manage that. You have to manage uh, the way you react to things.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, the worst thing you can do, I always say, is go. One of the things I had to do when I came to recovery was like manage my anger and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because not that I was not fighting, but I just little silly situations, and I just go like that. It's like, oh, for God's sake, what the hell?
Yeah.
And just especially with work, if someone wasn't going right, like I know obviously also I work at Bills Merchant, but say I get somebody in and I've got customers who are just either like dicking me around or oh no, I want this, and I'm sitting there in the back of my head. In the old days, I'd just be like, oh yeah, come on, man, fuck you. Some customers I would just outright rude to, so oh god, just you know what you want and all stuff like that. Whereas now I'm a bit more,
Yeah.
when it comes to stuff like I've got to take a breather. It's like yes, then it's like putting on a face, putting on a mask.
Yeah.
Which to be fair, for the job I had before, I worked at pubs for years, and I had to anyway. Especially when you're serving people who are just, by the end of the night, they're going to end up drunk. They're going to end up annoying you. You can't get rid of them.
Yeah.
And part of you just wants to sit there and go, just fuck off, man.
Yeah.
But because it's your job, you've got to put that face on, and you've got to, And people think, oh, it's easy done. But that, even for so long, you can only do that for so long before you either get one hell of a ball of anger or resentment, or you just go boom.
Yeah.
And I've done that a few times. Not so much in recent years. Some sort of surprise. I like it. I've not done it because I've managed to, like I say, just put this mask on and go, yes, fine.
Yeah.
And that. And
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what sobriety teaches you, isn't it? Sobriety teaches you all these things. So, obviously, a lot of people just think that sobriety or recovery is just putting the drink down. It's not. It's got nothing to do with putting the drink down. The substance is fuck all to do with addiction, as far as I'm concerned. It's absolutely nothing. It shouldn't even be called addiction. If you can get your head around that into early recovery, that the substance isn't the problem.
It's your way of thinking.
Yeah, it's how your brain's wired up.
So it's purely how your brain's wired and how how your personality works.
Well, yeah, it's just like having. I mean, ADHD and stuff like that is closely linked to addiction anyway, because we're all addicts that I know are certain perfectionists or got a certain type of ADHD or they're depressed. It all goes hand in hand. But addiction is like the horrible one of it. But if you didn't actually call yourself an addict and you weren't you you didn't think of it as addiction, you thought of it say as ADHD, come up with a separate name, but classified it around ADHD, then the world would be a better place because everybody would then understand it. It's just like, oh, your brain's you got ADHD, so that's okay because you think differently.
Yeah.
But that's all addiction is.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, not as far as certain meetings are concerned and whatever. This is just my opinion. But in my opinion, addiction is just how your brain's wired up. It's a form of like ADHD. It's a brain disease. It's the addiction of the brain, say.
Yeah.
Is how we think. We can't think any fucking differently than uh, than we are basically. You just have to try and rewire how you deal with how you think when you're in recovery. So you learn to become a better person. You learn to become more tolerant. You learn to do this, and then it's not. And then things do put in place. But that's not because of God. That's not because of a meeting's told you. That's not because you're reading a fucking book. That's because your attitude has changed.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that helped me a lot is because when I was back in the madness, back in addiction, I want accountability for anything. You know, I would do anything and no, blind, swear blind. Well, not my fault.
Yeah,
Not again, anything don't do with me. And that. Well, and one of the best things I did was learn to take accountability for me.
yeah,
So now when I do mess things up, now instead of worried or trying to think of the first lie to get myself out of trouble, which usually ended up people saw through anyway because people say addicts because like about positive life going. It's just like you know what I did it. Fair enough, you know.
yeah,
Fair enough. Did it, you know. I'll take the consequences for it. And I'm not going to sit there worrying. Oh, you know, once if they find out I really did do it, all this and that, making things 20 times worse for myself.
yeah,
And that was one of the best things I ever did was start taking accountability for me and for the things I did.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
And that's one way I found how you say normal people could learn a bit about what it's like in addiction because now you're letting people in and telling them a bit about how your brain works and how your personality works. And okay, they'll always ask, "Oh, but why did you do it? Why did you lie? Why did you do it?" It was just a thing I did.
Yeah.
Your brain goes into sort of a fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
And because nobody likes getting in trouble, the first thing it does is try and think, I think it's so clever, think it's so clever. No, and that, which at the time thinks, great, yeah, this can get me out of trouble. But when it realises that it's just complete cobblers,
yeah,
and that, then they're going to come back and they're going to be twice as mad at you because you've lied.
Yeah.
And the consequences are going to be worse, and they're going to go and bowl you. Whereas if you would just take responsibility for it in the first place and say, yes, it's me, then you're right, all right, fair enough. You would, most times, all right, fair enough, you've admitted it. Might get a little bit of an ear roll in, but it's nowhere near as bad as you think. And,
I mean, that's the first rule in recovery, to be honest.
yeah.
If everybody took that on, not just addicts, if everybody took that on to the effect that we do, then yeah, it'd be amazing. Because even the normal people out there don't come up to the level of honesty that we put ourselves to. But again, I mean that's part of addiction as well because you have to realise that just because you are sober and you're in recovery, your addiction don't fucking go away.
Oh no.
It doesn't just disappear. It's still there in the background, and it always will be. For me, anyway.
That's probably the biggest I would have to say, if you're saying the top 2 or 3 misconceptions of addiction, that's got to be up there. That people thinking, once you've put it down, put like this, you've just got put that down. I'm sorted. I'm fine. No, it doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. And that once you put down, you're fine. Everything's great. You suddenly become this full functioning human being that the world thinks you should be. It's not. The work you've got to put into it is tremendous.
Well, I think sometimes as well, and I see it occasionally, is that people then take it a bit too far. So not us, but other people take it then a bit too far. It's almost so when you come into a obviously you're a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Out there, you're completely sort of like arsehole. You only think about yourself. Ugh, you always let people down. No one can rely on you. You come to recovery, and then all of a sudden, within sort of like a year, people then you're almost like fucking godlike. Is people will go, oh, you're so amazing. You're so you're and they call.
It's what we
Still fucked in the head.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to say to people is absolutely that I am at the moment a law abiding sort of like normal citizen, but I'm still fucked in the head. And I will still be fucked in the head when I'm 80.
Yeah.
And I'll still be fucked in the head on my deathbed. But I work at it, so I'm not. If that makes any fucking sense, it doesn't really make any sense then. But it's not going away. This addiction isn't the substance. So get that. The most important thing is people get that out of their head.
Yeah.
So when I come to recovery, the substance is gone. Forget about the substance. When you deal with an addict, forget about what they're taking, whether it's drink,
drugs,
whatever, sex, gambling, whatever. Take that away completely and ignore that. Then you have to understand the person because it's not part of it. The part of it is it's what's going up in their head, and that will stay with them for the rest of their life. And it can come back at any fucking point.
Because the chaos in your head is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get chaos in my head anymore. I get it occasionally, and this is for me anyway. This is what I do. So when I get a tiny bit of chaos, or when I get chaos in my head, like Sunday, I did what I did, and I dealt with it how I usually dealt with it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it was still in my head. It wasn't like raging. It wasn't 200 miles an hour like it normally is, but it was still there.
Yes,
but that's why I speak about it tonight. Because after tonight, it's gone.
Yeah, you've got it off your chest.
I've spoken to another
like-minded person
to get it out there. Okay. And that's a good thing. I diss meetings sometimes. We both diss meetings sometimes. Yeah. But that's the beauty of a meeting is you're going to be with like-minded people.
Oh yeah, that's one thing I'll never take away from any meeting is the community.
Yeah.
And I'll always be the first. I'll always be the first to say if it wasn't for AA, I've never got sober. And I do have so much respect for them for what they have done to me. I'll never knock on that. Some stuff with the big book I just don't get, but that's people's personal preference, people's personal choice.
Yeah. Yeah, but the actual speaking to another addict or whatever you want to call it is it's up there. It's got to be up there because without doing that every week and we do this, which is for us the same, you wouldn't be in recovery. I don't know anybody that doesn't not has to go to meetings because you don't have to go to meetings. I know plenty of people that haven't been to meetings for years, but they speak to like-minded people. They don't. You can't create a life for yourself outside of this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was, it's one of the most detrimental things about recovery is talking to people like yourself, because what people don't understand is when you're in that mindset, when you're in addiction, you think it's just all you.
Yeah.
You think you're the only person suffering. You think you're the only person going through what you are. And it isn't until you meet other people and you start talking. I mean, other thing from my meetings when they say, one of the first things I was told, what kept me going back to the meetings, the initial thing, because my first meeting was a bit chaotic. And then they said to me, look for the similarities, not the differences. And okay, on my first meeting, I was shivering like a leaf. I was white as a sheet, sweating, just absolute sweats. Because I was going through detox at the time.
Yeah.
I was self-detoxing. And I didn't remember hearing a lot of it because half my things was the God word. I was like, go. But when I actually sat and heard, and they let it out, and the other people and people in the room started talking, and I started listening to them, and I'm like, whoa, Jesus! I thought it was just me thinking like that.
Yeah.
I thought that's just me. And first chaos meeting, that's what made me come back. Was the fact that, hold on, they gave us some good advice, and also there was people there who were talking my language. They were talking about stuff that I was feeling like, what? And that's why I said stuff. Is this just a one-off or so? So when I went back the next week and they said the same thing, there was new people saying the same things. I was like, yeah, this is where I need to be, and that was detrimental for a lot of my early recovery. Was just talking to people and getting their view on what they've been through and how they handled it. Because you can learn a lot from people, and even people you'd look at and think, oh, but they're not some person I talk to, but they could teach you so much because they've been in your shoes and they've probably got a lot more sobriety than you. There's always stuff you can learn from people.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing from that is you're not you're not special.
Oh yeah,
Because we all like to think that in recovery we are the worst person. We drink the most, or we take the most drugs, or we're the most depraved, or we're the most deceitful, we're the most whatever, and we think it's like nobody else can be like this.
yeah. It's like pure loner mentality.
Yeah.
And that
Once you get to a meeting and you understand, or even not a meeting, but you actually speak to another person that's in the same situation, then you understand that you're not fucking special. That other people are like this as well, and then it almost becomes, well, that's normal. Then that's normal for the person I am, and then you can deal with it. You can't deal with it because you think you're special.
Yeah,
in a good way, but you think you're alone now, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You go into like I say, you just think it's you that's suffering from what you are, and you are the only one feeling these things until you start talking to people. All the other thing is when you're hearing the shares and people are talking, and you hear some stories. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to repeat any. I respect these people, but when you hear them, you hear some absolute horror stories, and you sit there and you look at yourself and you're like, wow. Because I remember hearing a couple of them. I won't obviously not go into detail, and I was just sat there, like, how the hell are you still?
Yeah, see, I thought I was.
These were the people these were the people I went to and spoke to straight away.
Yeah.
Because I thought, if these people are here after going through all that and they've got all the sobriety syndrome, these are the people I need to talk to because these are survivors. Yeah. These people have, these been through the worst, and these are the real survivors of it all.
Yeah, so it's right. Let's sum it up because we're already nearly on time, and that's unbelievable. So expectations, what we'll try and sum it up if we can. For me, the expectation of a new person is what we just said.
Yeah.
Is brilliant. It's just you'll realise that you're not the only person going through this.
Yeah.
You realise that you're not special. That there are many people like you and worse off than you. Yeah. And also for me, it's the misconception. Understand that people that are not weak or addicts or in recovery or whatever are never going to understand you, ever going to understand you. And we do this so they can understand a bit more. They can try and understand you, but they're not going to. So stay with people in their pockets because you've got your own life to lead. And the life in recovery for recovery is not fucking worth it. You're in recovery to have a good life, not a recovered life.
Yes.
If that makes sense. That for me is the most important fucking rules, really.
Yeah, that's all you can really say. Which like I said. And it's like when you first come into talk to people, talk to as many people as you can.
Yeah.
If you're worried or there's stuff you're not understanding, ask questions.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Talk. Ask about people how they got through what they did, and that. Like I say, there's always bits of like information or bits of things they can do and say that will help you. And that and what else? But I would say another one is don't be too hard on yourself. That is an absolute nuclear one. Don't be too hard on yourself because that is alone, especially when you start getting a bit of recovery and you start going and looking back on yourself because you do go through this in recovery. When you start getting a bit of time on yourself, and that you do start looking back at things you did and just be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't, because you can sit and dwell on that all you want, but that's in the past. The future's where you need to be.
Yeah.
And just doing all the right things that you think are right for your recovery. Like you said, your recovery is your own. You don't do somebody else's because if you try and do somebody else's, it might not. It might, and most of the time, it doesn't work for
you. Yeah, great. Yeah, massive one, massive. First fucking rule: understand that your recovery is your recovery. Do not follow anybody else's recovery.
Or don't be told what to do either.
Don't be told what to do.
No.
It's your recovery. If you're doing something that's helping you, and somebody has a comment about that, fucking ignore them or go somewhere else. What you can have from other people, absolutely. Listen to them. Don't diss them. Listen to them.
Yeah, and have questions if you've got a question. Ask them.
Never slate anybody's recovery.
No, hell no, that's
ever. If something's going wrong and you're slipping, then you're not doing your recovery right. So whatever you're doing, you need to change.
Yeah.
But if you're not fucking slipping, then
just keep it going.
Yeah, just do not. For God's sake, just do not follow somebody else's recovery.
No. Even whether you do your meetings or whether other people who will sit and watch. Okay, I'm saying this because we're doing a podcast now, but I know people who will sit there and watch various podcasts and that, and they've done it for that. Or they'll watch podcasts on like people talking about positive things, how to take a positive outlook on life and that. I know people can say it's a bit absurd, but I've known it work for people.
It really don't matter to me what someone does. It makes no difference what anybody does. It really doesn't. If somebody can survive and go into recovery and just whatever it is, walk 5 miles a day and that be their recovery. If it fucking works, it works. Nobody's got a right to say anything.
Or if you want to go and have a couple of hours in the gym, maybe, but hit the weights makes you feel better, and it takes your mind off and it helps you recover, and do that. Read a book, play guitar. As long as you enjoy it and it makes you feel better, that's what it's all about.
Too right. Right, well, so we better leave it there. So thank you for listening, and please have a share. Please go on to all the pages. Nick, what's the pages?
We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. Like I was saying, we're growing by the week. So especially on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube starting to pick up nicely. And hopefully in the pipeline we should have some good stuff coming up for you.
Definitely some good stuff.
Which I'll drop you an update soon, just to let you all know what you can look forward to coming.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.